Okay, my student was Jill, and her story was Jill just moved to a new town because of her parents' work relocation. It is December and she enters your second grade class. Fall testing is completed and students have been placed in leveled reading groups for the teacher's guided reading sessions. Jill's records from the previous school have not arrived. Her parents told you Jill worked with a special teacher for reading. What you know about Jill is what you have observed. Jill appears to struggle reading the shared texts in social studies and science. She is an active student and her ability to focus on anything is limited. She is reading fluently at about a 1.8 level. Jill has a good conversational vocabulary. Her writing abilities are one grade below. So the assessments that I decided that I would do is I would do a DIBELS oral reading fluency and retail fluency, which is an individually administered test of accuracy and fluency to help her because she is about a year and a half behind on her fluency. And I chose to do this because that's what I wanted to assess directly, and that's what DIBELS does. So I wanted to make sure that the fluency score that I had of a 1.8 was actually accurate so I could track her progress after I do my activities and work with her. So I would do it for sure right away, and then I would want to do it probably like a month or two after just to see how big the growth was. And my other assessment I would do would be a fluency timed reading, and I chose to use this because she was about one grade behind. And I think I would use this and do this in between every few activities just because it's more casual and it's also really good practice for her to be reading all of those stories for her fluency. And so for my first activity, I decided to do, let me get it set up, sentence scrambled. So Jill, would you come over here? And I have 3 of these sentences right here, and they all have a picture in them that can help you if you seem to get stuck. So why don't you pick one that you seem to like in here? This is what they look like. They're just little pieces of sentences cut up and then a picture. So you can pick one.
I'll use the aerial one.
The area one, perfect. So this game will help you because it will improve your sentence awareness, which will help you be able to read more fluently, which just means more smoothly. So you can take these out and dump them out onto the floor. And I just want you to put this sentence in order, and if you get stuck at any point, I'm here to help you.
Okay.
So you can use this picture for reference as a guide.
Aerial.
Yeah, and how did you know that this would be the first one?
I feel like because a sentence has to start with a subject, maybe.
That's a good point.
Ariel has long red hair.
Ooh, it looks like we didn't use all of our words, though. Is there more words?
Princess Ariel has long red hair.
Oh, perfect. And you can see in this picture, does this picture describe what this sentence says?
It does, I think.
Yeah, and how do you know that?
Because I see Ariel here.
Yeah.
I can see her hair.
You can't really see what color her hair is, but you know Ariel. I know you love princesses so much, Jill, so you know her hair is red. So that is my first activity that I would do. So Jill, you did super, super awesome. I have a few more here. I want you to do one more. So can you pick one more from this one of these bags
Alright.
and do them for me?
I'll go with Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, wow. So this one is a little bit more challenging than the other one, but I have a lot of confidence in you that you can do it.
Alright. Let's see here.
Lots of words. And what do these words, first three words say?
President Abraham Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I think that might go there.
Yeah. Perfect. Can you read this for me?
Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States of America.
Very good. That was super awesome, Jill. So for our next activity, we can be done with this one, and you did really good. And remember, we did that because it helps you know. Practicing this will improve your awareness of sentence structure, which will help you read more fluently or more smoothly. So next we're going to do an activity that is on my computer. So for our second lesson, I have this passage here that I'm going to have you read one time. So as you read this text, I want you to notice what your voice does as you read it. So you can begin.
The eggs sat on the counter. I wondered what they would be used for. My mom walked in. What are these eggs for? I asked my mom. She told me that we were making a cake. We gathered all the ingredients. I cracked the eggs in the bowl. I filled the measuring cup with flour and sugar. I then poured all the ingredients into the bowl. My mom and I popped it into the oven. I was so excited to taste the cake. I could hardly wait.
Okay, so now I'm going to have you read it one more time. And I really want you to pay attention and focus on the punctuation. So here I have a little guide for you to look at if you start to forget. So this is a period, and that means you make a full stop. So when you say this first sentence, you would say, the egg sat on the counter, and pause. And then you would continue to your next sentence. And a comma means a soft stop. So it doesn't mean you stop for as long as you did with the period, but you're just going to want to take a small little break. So like here, when there's a comma right there, you would say it like, I filled the measuring cup with flour and sugar. Just a small stop in between is what a comma means. And then a question mark means you kind of raise your vocal tone up a little bit, like when you're asking someone a question. So here, what are these eggs for? You kind of have to raise your voice up so they know that it's supposed to be a question. And an exclamation point is right here, and that means to show emphasis. So like here at the end of the paragraph, it has an exclamation point, so you would say, I could hardly wait. So just to show a little bit of emphasis in that. And that will all help with your fluency once you can get your punctuation down. So you can begin now, and when you're done reading, I want you to make tally marks of how many different types of the punctuation you see with my rainbow little marker. So read it one more time.
The eggs sat on the counter. I wondered what they would be used for. My mom walked in. What are these eggs for? I asked my mom. She told me that we were making a cake. We gathered all the ingredients. I cracked the eggs in the bowl. I filled the measuring cup with flour and sugar. I then poured all the ingredients into the bowl. My mom and I popped it into the oven. I was so excited to taste the cake. I could hardly wait.
Super good. Okay, now you can make your tally marks. Good tally marks. Very good. So, can you tell me what a period means?
I think it means a full stop.
A full stop, right. So what ones on here do you see have the most tally marks under them?
A period.
The period. So we could probably say that a period is going to be the punctuation that you usually see the most out of all of them. So the reason why we were doing this is because a lot of students can just run right past all the punctuation in the text. So if I was reading this, like, the egg sat on the counter, I wondered what they would be used for. My mom walked in, what are these eggs for? That wouldn't be very fun to listen to, would it?
No.
No, probably not. So that's why it's really important that we focus on our punctuation so we can all become the most fluent readers that we can possibly be. So I think that's all. You did really good today, Jill. I'm very proud of you. Very
Thank
good
you.
job.